Peace and blessings. This is Raisa Ghiwala, the divorced Muslimah coach. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the verse coming from chapter 3, verse 60. And what it says is, the truth is from your Lord, so do not be among the doubters. It is none but Satan who frightens you. And, since we're looking to the Quran for solace during this month of the Quran, so when I read this, that whole thing about the truth is from your Lord. That's what you'll find over there. That's where you go to look for truth, right? So don't be among the doubters, meaning like, how do you handle doubts that are coming in your mind? And in video number 5, I talked about a verse in the Quran that talked about doubt, fears, where it's coming from. It's coming from shaitan. Okay, you can go back to video number 5 and listen to that one. But in this verse, the truth is from your Lord, so do not be among the doubters. So the bottom line is that the soul, our soul, can always recognize the truth. And the soul, like, it seeks it out, right? It has an affinity to the truth, and that's what is defined in our fitrah of how we're created, right? And the ego or the nafs is what wants to resist it or reject it, and that is the greatest jihad. It's the jihad of the nafs, the inner struggle. So we have to start getting closer to that space where we can start trusting ourselves, right? We've lost that inherent ability. And that also comes from our fitrah and the level and quality of our connection with Allah. And I'll be sharing more about that on how, we understand how we are experiencing this life, understanding that our feelings and emotions could be getting in the way of that good connection with Allah, right? Giving us like a poor connection. So it's important for us to be in touch with ourselves, know ourselves through knowing Allah. And that's part of worship, right? How do we worship Allah in everything that we do? Well, we have to know and love Allah. And how are we going to do that if we don't even know or love ourselves, right? Because they go hand in hand. So the more that you are in tune with your intuition, like it's that inherent knowing, that sixth sense it's also called, rather than that mind full of racing thoughts and heaviness and just stress and overwhelm, the more you are connected to your fitrah and recognize it. The more you're connected and recognize your intuition, the closer you are to your fitrah of recognizing the truth, because the truth lies with Allah alone. So don't doubt what you're reading in the Quran or in the Sunnah, right? And sometimes, and I know this for myself as well, there was a time where I would read the Quran and not understand or only understand it from my own perception. So one thing I want to point out is that don't ever assume that there's negativity in Allah's affection or mercy or care or concern for us. There are verses in the Quran that talk about Allah's love and guidance and mercy for us, and there's also verses in the Quran that talk about Allah's punishment and consequences for our actions and our behavior. It goes hand in hand. But I don't want you to get into, Allah has, right? We know that Allah has more mercy than he has anger, right? He's on his throne is written that he has more mercy than he has wrath. So don't lean towards negativity or fears or doubts when you are trying your best, when you are trying to know Allah, when you're trying to connect to Allah and his book. And if you're not sure, if you're going down that path, reach out to somebody who can help you, have correct understanding. So trust Allah, trust yourself, with the heart, your heart that is connected to Allah, like a lover, right? How do you feel when your heart is connected to your lover? When you love somebody so much that, you just want to please them, be around them, want to be intertwined with them. Think of it that way. And don't allow your ego or your nafs to sprout up and then allow your enemy to whisper thoughts of fear and doubt and insecurity and so on to you and lead you off that path, because that's his goal. So it's really important for us to know ourselves intimately, have that level of self-awareness, and have a relationship with Allah. And this is our foundational relationships. So we are looking through all of the verses through this lens of verily in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest. So I'm going to pull it back to that. And sometimes we are not in that state of peace because our emotions are getting in the way. And I will share more about that, in the upcoming videos and what's coming up next. But right now, I just want you to build awareness of yourself, build awareness of Allah and, His role in your life. If you found this helpful, please like it, share it, and subscribe to my YouTube channel to get more videos just like this. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.